Greetings from Colorado Springs. My name is Lance Kohler. I'm the broker owner of the Cornerstone Real Estate Team. Today I'd like to talk to you about appliances and appliances in rental properties. So what appliances are common in Colorado? First, a stove and an oven. Absolutely. Every one of our rental properties has a stove and oven combination in the rental property, with the exception of a few small studios. So out of 500 units, I think we have 3 that don't have a stove or oven in them. So it's really pretty common. It should be provided. It's expected. Secondly, a fridge. Absolutely. Fridges are expected to be provided in a rental property, whether it's a small apartment or a huge single-family home. Now, I know that's not common across the United States. I know in the South, in some areas, it's not common to provide a refrigerator. It's more common for the tenant to provide it. I know when I was traveling around and moving around, I lived in California, and we had to provide our own refrigerator in the apartments that we lived in. So as we moved from one apartment to the other, we had to pull out the fridge, take it with us. It belonged to us. That is not the case here in Colorado or Colorado Springs. A refrigerator is expected. Dishwasher, more and more common in all our rental properties. So again, out of 500 rental properties, I think there's maybe a handful that don't have a dishwasher. If it's a single family home, absolutely expected. In a small apartment, probably more and more of our apartments have under the counter dishwasher. So I'd recommend you have that. Washers and dryers. If you're renting a single family home, the hookups are absolutely expected. Maybe not the appliance, but the hookups are expected. We don't recommend that you leave a washer and dryer in your rental property. You can see a previous video of ours about leaving personal property. We don't recommend it, but the hookups are definitely expected. If you're in an apartment, small apartment complex or multifamily, the hookups perhaps in the unit, and if not, that there's a common area where there's washers and dryers for tenants' use. On that note, we have some townhomes where the only washer and dryer that would fit is a stackable, and in that case, it's generally expected that the owner provides that, the landlord provides the stackable, and for the tenant's use. Lastly, air conditioning. Air conditioning is not required in Colorado. Most homes, and certainly most newer homes, all have air conditioning. It's very common in single-family rentals that there is central air conditioning, but not all. We have a handful of single-family homes that do not come with air conditioning because it wasn't, frankly, it wasn't very common back in the 70s, early 80s, maybe up into the late 80s in Colorado that air conditioning was required. In our multifamily portfolio, it's mixed. Some units have a fixed air conditioning unit, and in other properties, tenants will use a window unit. So we would recommend, if you have a property that doesn't, the expectation is a window unit, we recommend that you let the tenant provide that window unit. Don't provide it yourself, because then you're responsible for the upkeep and maintenance and finding a new one when it comes. Let the tenants decide and let the tenant provide that window AC unit if they want it. And lastly, humidifiers. Some single-family homes with central heating have humidifiers attached to the furnace. We're in a very dry climate here in Colorado Springs, and so that's appreciated in the single-family homes to add some moisture into the air. In other cases, I know people will bring in their own humidifiers. But if you have one that's permanent, that's an extra filter, you would be wise to explain to the tenant how to use it, how it works, because it's not common anywhere. I know I never saw one until I moved here. And I grew up on the East Coast, where it's more common to have a dehumidifier in your property or in your basement than a humidifier. Hope this was helpful. Thanks. Make it a great day.